Hello, it's she. I'm back. I took some time off at the end of the summer, last few weeks of August. I took some time off to have a little spiritual cleansing, meditation, relaxation, all of the above, but I'm back in our energy realms. I hope your heat wave cooled you off and you guys are ready to go into the fall with some vibrations and some energy that's going to put us into the end of the year in our destiny's path and our completion and our cycle going into 2020. I told you guys this year is the year to make it happen. It has been happening. A lot of things been happening around the world. We've talked about earlier this year about all the water. The hurricane season is back again. It seemed like it never left because we've been going from water to fires. You have parts of the Amazon on fire, which I understand it's the part that's over in the Brazilian part that usually this time of year they're struggling with these fires that are actually man-made fires. They're kind of clearing off some of the Amazon trees, the wooded area, and it's very controversial because some people are saying that it's a part of capitalism, greed, that kind of thing. But we're going to stay focused on our positive energies, the energy that's vibrating on the screen right now. We're looking at theta. Theta frequency kind of vibrates between 6 and 10 megahertz. That's the place you want to be if you're struggling with meditation. Find music or some type of sound that actually are vibrating in those frequencies. You actually can put in YouTube theta music frequency and you'll get a plethora of options, something that feels good to your tones, to your ears, to your sound, that'll actually help you go into a meditative state. And if you're not meditating, this is a good way to get in understanding that meditation is the way that you can do the work. If you're on this journey with us, if you're in this circle, this path of awakening and higher bright vibrations and getting into a spiritual being. I have been working with this new deck called the Crystal Spirits by Colette Baron Reed. And I pre-did a energy crystal so I can see where we're at in our crystals and our energy when I was doing my meditation. And the rose quartz card came out. So that means we are in the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the anahata. It's love, relationships, and self-acceptance. So I'm just learning these cards. It's a brand new deck. I don't even think this deck has been on the market over a month. I think it came out in August. So I ordered it. It came. So we're going to tap into this quartz right now. We are looking at today. I'm doing this video. Is September 5th, 2019, which is putting us in the numerology number of 8. And 8 is, in numerology, stands for advancement. That's where we want to be. We're right on track for that energy. And being that Virgo, the astrology sign of Virgo came in on August 23rd, we're in that energy. And coming up the full moon on September 14th, we're looking at 21 degrees Pisces, and it's joining the Neptune planet, which means the phoenix is rising. That means the past 8 months, we've burned down, burned off, we've come to ashes. And coming the full moon on the 14th is your opportunity to rise, like the phoenix coming from the death, which means you're in a rebirth cycle. We're coming around into our crystal spirit of our heart. And so that means this time, guys, It's very important to meditate this month of September, especially on the 14th when that opening occur for the phoenix in the sky. You can tap into that rebirth. The rose quartz also has been energizing and powering up our cards, our usual players, which is our Oracle Shaman cards. And if we're tapping into this rose quartz this week and beyond, so I would say make sure that pink, green colors, people think because Valentine's Day is usually celebrated with the colors of red, red usually is a color of power. But the softness of pink and the nature of green is actually the heart chakra. So I would say for the next few weeks, moving into the full moon, tap into those rose quartz colors of pinks, pastel pinks, and the colors of green means that we're focusing on loving and living from the heart. The rose quartz is often identified with romantic love, but this beautiful stone, in fact, encourages us to experience love in many, many forms. And so when we're talking about many forms of love, we're talking about a mother's tender care to her child, or just random acts of service or kindness towards a stranger. It also, all expressions of love, the most important one is self-love. So this week, and especially on the 14th, I would say meditate with this rose quartz color. If you don't have crystals of your own, look in your wardrobe, see if you have any pieces of jewelry or any clothing that encompasses these colors, or visualize these colors when you're meditating. And that way you're part of this loving frequency that we're tapping into. And we all are looking for perfect love for oneself. So with that being said, in our dream state of our theta vibration this week, we're going to start our reading with a card, the rose quartz. Pyramids, those are pure crystals. These cards are really beautiful. I've been working with them for myself, for my own crystal love and my own crystal energies. Even though I haven't been, on screen on YouTube, I've been practicing with these cards. When I get a new deck of cards, you really have to clear them out, cleanse them out, fill them with your own meditation and prayers and spirit. And I've done that, and it takes some getting used to. So I've only had them for 2 weeks now. So I've been kind of working on them in my own meditation. Like I said, we are doing the mystical shaming oracle guide for our energy spirit reading. Let's see, is there anything else I want to tell you guys? We were talking about that chakra, that heart chakra, how you know when that heart chakra is in balance. You know that self-love is, and your love relationships are in balance, in joy and peace and happiness. If your heart chakra is out of balance, to get it back in balance, we need to restore trust and harmony in our relationships. We need to be encouraged by unconditional love, self-love, and provide a deep inner healing, and that feeling of peace is what you need to be feeling. If you're not feeling that and you're suffering from heart disease, remember, our history is our biology. So lower lungs, in the chest area, the heart chakra sits really in the center of the chest. Just above the heart is where you'll find your heart chakra. So you can, right in that chest area, If you are suffering from any type of lung disease, that means your heart's been broken, perhaps. You've been struggling with self-love or just unconditional love. So we're going to tap into those energies and see how we can manifest, bring into balance that heart chakra using our rose quartz. I have pre-shuffled these cards already. I try to really give them a good shuffle. And so I've meditated on them. I'm going to go head on right now and start our reading. Oh, guys, I have a story to tell you. That was a mistake. I kind of dropped those cards. So talk about providing support and giving out love and compassion to a stranger. I was coming through the airport and I had parked my car in the garage area, so I was going to put the ticket in so that I could pay for my parking. And out of nowhere, I had my wallet in my hand, wide open in my hand. This gentleman, this guy just comes up out of nowhere and he goes, "Excuse me," and I look over at him and I'm looking at him like with very suspicious eyes, and he started to ask me for money, and a family came up at that time. So then he put his hands to his lips as to tell me, "Shh, wait 1 minute. I don't want to say what I have to say in front of this family." And at that moment, I'm trying to stick my parking ticket in the machine, and it kept throwing it, spitting it back out. It wouldn't accept it. So at that moment, my instinct said, "You need to get away from this person quickly." So at that moment, I reached in my wallet. I saw where I had like a couple of dollars on top. I handed him $1 and I said, "That's all I have, sir." And at that moment, I grabbed my ticket. The family was still there. He looked at me as if that was not enough. But at that moment, I went to my car. I got to my car quickly, threw my luggage in, and I sat there as I started the car, and I thought to myself, "God, what was that about?" That's why the ticket would not feed. And he told me, because the most funny part about it, I said to myself, I parked in the garage and not parked in like what they call long-term parking or, the economy parking, because I knew my flight would be landing very late at night, and I thought I would be safe by parking in the garage. But that's my story. And I'm saying that, guys, just to say, follow your instincts. I had heard a story about sometimes, spirit is disguised in many different forms, and you want to reach out and give compassion to those that have less than us. But sometimes, that's where wisdom and being in tune to wisdom comes in, where what to do, who it is, and how it's moving through your life so that you could be removed from danger. So, and I think I was tested to say, no matter what, if you listen, if you follow me in your instincts and you know when I'm talking, that you will always be safe. I think that's the end of our cards. We have a few cards that kind of jumped out there. So I'm going to put them over here with our crystal card, and I'm going to put this crystal card right in the middle. This was the first card, and then these cards all jumped out, and we're just going to start our reading. While I was away, I have heard from some of you. I've run into a few of you, and I'm back, and I'm glad you're listening. Thank you for your support and your love. I had a wise spiritual gentleman speak to me and say to me, when you have that light, what good is it if you don't share it? If you go up in the mountains and hide and you don't take that gift and share it, what's the good of the night, of the light. So Gary, thank you for those words of your own spiritual wisdom. And I took your heed. And so here we go. The hummingbird. We've had the hummingbird before. And this is a 2 and 6, which is opening up our energies today, which is on a Thursday, going into the first weekend after the holiday, Labor Day here in the United States, into an 8 vibration, which is, that 8 can be seen as infinity. That 8 means advancement. And today is an 8th day, so we're starting right back where we left off. So despite of this little cutie pie, this little hummingbird, being so little, hummingbirds they really travel far. They really know how to take a journey. They migrate between North and South and Central America to feed from the summer's nectar. This gentle creature can be fiercely territorial to protect its home. Hummingbirds teaches us to be gentle to ourselves and to protect our personal space. So this bird, this card, goes right into the energy and the vibration of our heart chakra. So if you've ever seen a hummingbird in action, when they are just flapping and buzzing about with their little wings fast above a plant, and they just stick, you see that little sharp nose or beak they have, it goes right into the heart of the flower, and it takes its beautiful nectar. And so when the hummingbird has arrived, that means we need to learn to trust the calling you hear ever so softly. So I just told you the story about what happened to me when I was checking out of the parking garage at the airport, and that soft voice that whispered to me when I was in a destination of challenge, it was trust. I trust that voice, and I took action. And that's what this hummingbird is all about. And in that wheel of life, remember we had that wheel last time? The hummingbird was also around that wheel. We have the 8 card. And we also have the circle. I can't make this stuff up. Today is an 8th day. When we get to that by adding September 5th, 2019, you add 9/5/2019, you come up to 8. Unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us that we are all one. We're all dancing continuously, inclusively in our circle. We have a small circle. It's grown a little bit, but that's where we are. If we are connected as human, as spirits, to the nature and the cosmos, we're just all connected. This card is just reminding us that everything, including spirit, is one. It's one heartbeat. It's one vibration. We're co-creating our world. And so to get the biggest, best value out of this dance we call life is we have to do it together. And when we're all in vibration with the universe, that means that we are constantly moving from, and remember we talked about rebirth coming up on the 14th of this month. We're constantly moving with love over and over again. And prosperity and opportunity and spirit is always showing us the dance over and over again. Do you see the hands? Those hands are our chakras. Those are the chakras of love. It's a circle. Wow. It's also a shield. When we all put our hands in, we all put our hands up for one love, for the circle of life, as the phoenix arise again on this 14th. We all put our hands in the circle together and we stay connected in this vibration. We all have the invitation to reach our greatest destinies. Wow. And find our greatest joys. Our next card, we only have 4 cards this time. The Heart of the Sky. So the Heart of the Sky is a 24, so that's a 6. So that means perseverance. And we had this card before. So that means we continue on our path. We continue to persevere for the heart of the sky. And again, this card is telling us we are in the vibration of our heart chakras right now. And this is very, very important that we understand how the force of love makes all of creation possible. This force is present when you create with originality, when you bring form into formless, when you bring love, when you bring originality and expression. The heart of the sky is asking us to see the beauty from the invisible world and how it's birthed into the sky. So when I see this card, I see that, we are like a superhero. And one of the superheroes is Superman or Wonder Woman or Superwoman or super being. We're all super beings. And when we point our hearts to the sky, it's like a call, a beacon that's calling out for the rest of the world. And so if our circle can grow with that type of love for the whole entire Mother Earth of the universe and unify with the heavens above and Spirit God who's looking down upon us, and we resonate our hearts towards Him, that how that light can be like a ricochet, how it can bounce back here on earth and spread this love in the cosmos to this beautiful world that we share. So she has across her eyes like a mask of a superhero, the heart of the sky. You see the sky there. We see the cosmos in this card, the beauty of this card. Wow. It's all there. We had this card before. Continue to keep your heart healthy through self-love, through self-care. Wow. Guys, this is important. This is where we are. The quartz, the rose quartz, is all about love. Our next card is the Witness. And we break this card down to a 10, which brings us to a 1. And happening now. It's happening now. Where we are is happening now. It's in love. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful opening to September. This is a beautiful, beautiful way for us to vibrate our energies into the rest of the fall season. When the witness arrives, it says that we are being watched. There's like a inner stillness that is watching from a higher perspective. And when we are ready to be doers in our lives, there's always witnessing, a witness to the mirror of what we receive and what we present. So letting your true intent right now reveal itself, your ideas, your feelings, and again, your feelings from the heart. The witness knows, the witness sees. The witness is saying, I can see what you are doing. I am the witness to her journey. Wow, this card is like, it has the animal instinct of the woods, of the forests, of the spirit of the earth. We talked about journeying in as the shaman, going into the soul, the deep darkness journey of the soul, and seeing and being seen by the unseen, or being held by the beholden. It's seeing from our hearts. And then there's the one who looks, who sees, is the witness. I don't know if you heard or even understand when they call seen and unseen. So there's the witness who bear witness to your journey, who see the magic and the miracles, who is there to say, I saw it myself. You won't believe it if you wasn't there. I saw it. She did it. He did it. I was there. Then there's the witness that comes from our heart, from deep down in meditation. When we go in, when we journey down, there is a witness that comes from the spiritual eye that can see you, who perceives you, and who awakens you. So I think we're ready to go down a little bit deeper into spiritual awareness. When you're digging deep into spiritual awareness, you are going to go in and you're going to experience what some may say on the outside is, oh, she's sick. She's depressed. She's hurting. He's hurting. There's some really sadness going on. And when you're in a spiritual journey, you're going to go into a dark night of the soul. You're going to go into a darkness that reflects a mirror of all the work that you need to see, to be seen, so that it can be wiped away, so that you can light your inner glow, so that when your glow is kindling, being rebirthed as the phoenix rising, you do have to share that light. But that light cannot glow or be lit until you have gone through what we call the witness of the soul, or the dark night of the soul. So the witness of your soul is here because we're now in a energy in the full moon that is coming. where our nectar is being released, is being tapped and drunken. But in the circle, we all are helping each other to maintain it, get through it. Because when you look up at the sky, when you point your heart to the sky, we all can see. And the spirit above in the sky will cradle your heart this week and beyond. And it will be the witness of the work that you're doing. This week, our heart chakras are going to be an overload. The moon in Pisces and Neptune coming up in the next week. Guys, it's going to be an emotional drama. So I will say, hold your heart dear. Self-care, self-love, and make sure when you're loving, it's unconditional. You're going to be hurt. You're going to be distracted with matters of the heart. But the circle of love, remember, with this quartz, this heart, make sure you have it near. Get you some rose quartz coloring, some pink, some whites, some greens in your life for the next week so you can hold on to your heart and come out with it stronger, with more love acceptance, with more love in your relationships, and just more pure love in your life. Until the next time we meet, Namaste. Much love, happiness, and joy. Namaste.